Hey everyone, Dream here. Welcome back. Today, as you've read in the title, we're doing another yes or no. It's been a while since I've done one of these. I love doing yes or no questions. Now, before I get into this, I do want to say for some of you, the entire read will resonate with you or may resonate with you, and that's good. You can just take the final answer, whether it's like a yes or no. Others of you, you may find that a specific pile or reading may not resonate with you. Feel free to check another pile, but if you feel like none of the piles resonate with you, the first pile that you felt drawn to, if you really felt drawn to that pile and just called out to you, you open that pile and you feel like it did not resonate with you, it could be that the final answer simply is for you and it doesn't have to be the entire reading. I mean, you can go about this in different ways. I'll leave it up to you. But with that being said, we have here 3 pictures. Go ahead, take your time, see which picture you feel most drawn to. And after you're done choosing your picture, you can scroll down to the comment section below or description box to find your timestamp that's going to link you to your personal reading. So without further ado, let's get into this. Hello, group 1, welcome to your reading. So let us get right into this and see whether this is going to be a yes or a no for you guys. And like hopefully along the way, we're going to try and figure out whether this is actually for you or not, depending on like what the cards actually speak about. So to start off, you guys have here the Queen of Pentacles. You have the Queen of Cups. Wow, interesting. You have the Four of Swords in reverse, 9 of Swords, and 7 of Cups. Wow, okay, this is very interesting. I mean, right off the bat, looking at the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles, these are 2 very strong cards. In your reading, they are also like very positive. So whether this is like a yes or a no, at the end of the day, I feel like there's something about this that makes me feel like there's gonna be an outcome you are going to enjoy regardless of the answer that you're gonna get here. Let me explain. See, I look at these and I see these cards playing off of each other really well, because like I see here the 7 of Cups, which represents that element of like fantasy, imagination, dreams, but then you have here the Queen of Cups, and the Queen of Cups is actually somebody that utilizes imagination and like visions generally here. Whatever you envision in your head, the Queen of Cups knows how to bring that about and actually manifest it into reality, which in this case would be the Queen of Pentacles, because the Queen of Pentacles is the feminine side of the material in this universe. So having 2 feminine, like very strong feminine queens over here is actually a very good indication for you, because like there's something that is going to come your way. But at the same time, I feel like with these 2, it's not going to be you who's going to have, like, obviously you always have a part to play in whatever it is that you want at the end of the day here, but at the same time I feel like this is like the universe kind of conspiring with you and like kind of bringing things your way, where I don't know how to explain it, but it's like you're gonna make it happen, but at the same time you're gonna feel like you're kind of blessed, or the universe just gave it to you, but at the same time, you know, like you actually did something to kind of achieve it, that type of thing. Hopefully that makes sense, but let me explain. So I look at this and I see like an end goal over here. But then again, I see the 4 of Swords reversed, 9 of Swords, and then the 7 of Cups. So this is like all about like emotional balance. This is having like that material balance. So you have material, emotional balance kind of fulfilled on this side. But then you have like the 4 of Swords in reverse, which indicates or talks about restlessness. This is like feeling or having that feeling of like being constantly stimulated. You have here the 9 of Swords, which represents, sometimes it talks about like regret, it talks about fears, it talks about worries, not feeling able to kind of sleep at night, hence like the 4 of Swords, like constantly feeling restless. And then at the end here you have the 7 of Cups, which at one part kind of represents dreams and fantasies, but on the other side it also represents sometimes, or talks about having too many options. And sometimes you think that too many options is actually a really good thing, but it can actually turn on you and it can be a negative thing, because it could also cause confusion. It could also bring things about that you did not anticipate. So Very interesting. I see two completely opposite sides here. Another thing that I see about your reading is like I see it walking or going like the opposite direction. So we're not going from left to right, we're going right to left, because like we're starting with the end goal and we're actually ending with like the desire, the dream, the vision here. What's interesting, and actually, like this is a very good thing, like the way that these cards are like have played out from right to left, because like you're starting off with this like dream, this vision, right? So you have like this imagination, and what do you have on the exact opposite side here? You have something actually materializing. So right off the bat, I can tell you like this strongly seems like a yes, because like I see you having an end goal. I see you going from image to material to actual something actually manifesting. But what's kind of interesting about this is like along the way, like these three cards in the middle, or these two specifically, or these first three cards kind of make me feel like you have an end goal, but you don't necessarily know or have an idea of like a clear path that's going to get you to that end goal. Does that make sense? So think, for example, like you have like a certain amount of money in your mind, or you have like a particular person in mind. So you're looking at this money or at this person, you feel like, okay, if I have this amount of money, or I want this amount of money, but at the same time I have like there's like too many jobs out there. I don't know what job is gonna get me to this amount of money, that type of thing. It's like there's this person that I want to end up with. Like you can see this person kind of like reflecting you in a way. You can see the romance there, but at the same time there are could be like certain things about your story with this person that are is like bringing you some worries, some fears, or there are certain characters or qualities about this person that you feel are not entirely compatible with you, so that kind of creates fear. So like what I'm trying to say is that there's not a clear path that kind of makes you feel or can double assure you that this end goal is gonna make you happy, or you know that this end goal is gonna make you happy, but you don't necessarily know what's gonna get you there or how it's gonna happen for you. Well, having these, like I said from the very beginning, like these two queens over here presenting the feminine, there's a big aspect or big thing about your reading that makes me feel like you do not have to have everything figured out. Hence, like the confusion in your, like whatever it is, like your question, the confused part about it is actually a natural thing. So if you're worried or you're stressed about that, I feel like you shouldn't be, because there are, like, whatever your question is, there are things that you're not supposed to know, and there are things that are just going to end up happening for you without you actually having to work for it. Does that make sense? So it's like sometimes God does things for you, or throws things in your way that you never really planned for, you never really anticipated. And so sometimes you just gotta go with the flow. Now, when it comes to like whether this is a yes or a no, you have here the Seven of Cups, which is like imagination, dreams, fantasies, what it is that you desire. I was like, okay, I'm kind of worried about whether this is gonna happen or not. I'm kind of fearful. I'm losing sleep. You're like struggling with like certain thoughts, certain worries. But with the Nine of Swords, it's like you're trying to stay strong. You're trying to face these fears and worries, and like keep going, moving forward. Hence the whole like beauty in this, because like you go from the Nine of Swords to the Four of Swords in reverse of like actually getting out of that state of like fear and worrisome. So like now you're not like, if you had the Four of Swords upright, you're just moving even further into the whole like, I'm still thinking about this, I'm still worried about this, I'm still contemplating having this in reverse. This is like, no, I'm okay. I'm like, now I'm out of that state. And what do you move on to? You move on to the Queen of Cups, which is like that feeling of like satisfaction, that feeling of like, okay, I got this. Okay, there's something that is happening for me here. This is all about like emotional balance. The Seven of Cups in this case, kind of, I see it as a vision board. And then you get to the Queen of Cups, which is like, remember when I said right at the very beginning, the Queen of Cups utilizes imagery or imagination to kind of manifest that desired ending. So in this case, I see the Seven of Cups like this thing that you had on your vision board, because like the Seven of Cups is like multiple things that you have in mind actually happening for you, actually manifesting. You end up manifesting something right from the very beginning, and you actually see it coming into fruition. At the same time, the Queen of Pentacles also represents the element of like balance. So if you're thinking about like work, this is like work life or work home balance. If you're thinking about like a relationship, this is not just like a relationship for the sake of like, this is not just like a simple contract. This is a contract that is like, okay, this is a contract of like, we're in this together for life and for love, right? It's multidimensional. It's not like one thing. So there's like balance of whatever it is that you end up manifesting. So is this a yes or a no? This is 100% a yes for you, group one. I see you kind of feeling uncomfortable. I see you not being very confident about like the desired ending. I see for some of you, you not knowing how that desired ending is going to actually end up manifesting or happening for you. But there are certain things, all I'm going to say is like, you don't have to know how it's going to end up working for you, as long as you're trying, as long as you're putting yourself out there, as long as you like, you're constantly having this like image in your head and you're actively working towards getting there. At the end of the day, it's going to end up happening for you. There are aspects that you're not going to understand how they ended up happening, but they will some way, somehow. So definitely a yes for you, group one. Let me know how you guys felt about this. If you enjoyed it, if it resonated, I would appreciate if you guys would hit that thumbs up. I'd love to know your thoughts down below. And if you want to see more readings like this moving forward, you can always subscribe. I'd love to have you and hope to see you in my next reading. Bye. Group two, welcome. Let's get into this. Is it a yes or a no? So to start off, you guys have here the Chariot, Three of Wands reversed, the Emperor, Queen of Wands, and the Six of Pentacles. Okay. Wow. Okay. So this is like, there's a lot of powerful cards in this reading. Now, I do want to say this. I see the Chariot. I see the Emperor. The Chariot is all about, you know, that forward movement. It's about will and determination, kind of pushing through, making something happen. You also have here the Emperor, which is also about, you know, leadership, taking initiative, having control over something. What's interesting is that you have here, like with the Chariot, Chariot is Cancer, which is the first sign of the water element, and that symbolizes, or you can say here, represents that, you know, just going with the flow. Whatever happens, just go with the flow, go through it. At the end of the day, you will be okay. The Chariot also talks about victory. With the Emperor, this is like Mars energy. It's ruled by Aries. Similar, I mean, obviously with the Emperor, like Aries, this is all about like leadership and taking initiative and making something happen. So right off the bat, I can see a lot that these two have in common in terms of like forward movement. So for some of you, immediately, I would say that there is something about this reading that talks about like encouragement. Keep pushing through. Whatever happens, just like hammer through it. Now the Emperor likes to like creates order out of chaos, right? The Emperor loves to have like a strategic plan. Here's point A, here's point B. This is how we're gonna get there. This is how we're gonna make this happen. But you also have here the Three of Wands in reverse. So that does not work with the Emperor. But the beauty about this is that on the other side here, you have the Chariot. And so the Chariot kind of makes up or fixes whatever it is that the Emperor needs over here. So, okay, so the Three of Wands in reverse, this could be talking about delays, stagnations, obstacles, doubts, fears, whatever the case may be. With the Chariot, Cancer element being present here, it's like, despite your worries, despite the doubts, despite the delays, despite the obstacles, you know, just keep moving forward, you know, because like the Emperor does not want to, or does not like to leave things up to chance, up to luck. The Emperor needs to know that something is going to happen, and if it's going to happen, I need to know how. And so the Chariot over here came to kind of aid with that, in that, like with the Three of Wands being in reverse here, like, let me fix that. So what does this all mean? Because like I look at all of these and I see them kind of working off of each other in a way that they kind of fix whatever is missing. Because like I also see here the Emperor and the Chariot, what these two also have in common is that if you commit to something, make it happen. push through it, do not leave anything behind despite the fears, obstacles, doubts, whatever this Three of Wands kind of represents here being in reverse. Talking about commitment, you have the Six of Pentacles way over here on the other side. This is contracts, commitments, relationship, whether that's like professional, personal. There's a contact or a pact or whatever the case may be that happened here. Now, I don't know what this commitment, contract, pact, whatever this is. I think with the Three of Wands being reversed here, for some of you, this could be talking about like delays. Something here is being delayed. Others of you, this could be like with the Three of Wands being in the middle or in between the Chariot and the Emperor, especially being in a minor arcana, in between like two major arcanas, two very powerful masculine major arcanas. This sometimes could be talking about, or in this case, it makes me feel or think about somebody who is facing fears or doubts or uncertainty. Being in the middle between these two, it's just that. It's irrelevant, really, being like surrounded by very strong masculine major arcanas. Like this is all in your head. In truth, in reality, you have the Emperor, the Queen of Wands, the Chariot. These three are very powerful figures. These three are talking about like you being stronger than the external circumstances, you being stronger and bigger than your thoughts. You may be feeling like there's something here that is out of your league. You may be fearing here because of like certain obstacles or certain delays or what like people are telling you is something is not going to happen. It's like you're above that, just like do not let that get the best of you, or don't even think about it, because like when it comes to like the truth or what actually is going to happen, this is like irrelevant. This is almost talking about like whatever delays, obstacles, whatever is happening in your life at the moment that you're not happy about, it's not going to have, or whatever is yet to come, it's not going to have that much of an impact on you, basically. So like I look at this, and obviously you're asking like, is this a yes or no? I look at this whole reading, and like one thing I see here, like the one word that all these cards have in common, especially with the Queen of Wands here kind of joining forces with these two over here, everything about this talks about advancement. Everything about this says or talks about like forward movement, pushing through, hammering through, making something happen. There's something here that like with the Six of Pentacles, like, I mean, if we're going to put this general, this is like a contract, whether you willingly put yourself in it or it actually happened. What I mean by that is like sometimes a contract could be talking about like a life contract. You being in this life, in this world, you already have like a contract. There's something here, look, this is the life that you need to go through. There's something here that you need to fulfill, a path that you need to find. And so whatever the outcome is, whether it's like a yes or a no, you got to push through it, or you're going to, push through it. You're going to get over it. You're stronger than whatever the outcome is, whether you like it or you don't like it. If we're talking about this, we're talking about advancement, forward movement. So basically looking at this is a very clear as day yes. But I'm looking at this and I feel like for some of you, this yes could be like something that you did not want to hear. With the Three of Wands being reversed, there's something here that is like delayed. If it doesn't happen now, with everything else that is surrounding it, it's going to happen later. So if you don't like it, just like these are cards that are telling you like, you know what, you're stronger than whatever is going to happen. Like, sure, you don't like it, but being the Three of Wands in reverse compared to all the cards, again, with the major arcana, this is not going to have that much of an impact on your life. And at the end of the day, that you're going to be okay. Just like, keep moving forward. You're very strong. Commit to yourself. Commit to whatever it is that you have in mind. Eventually, you are going to get to it. And if, like, obviously, the yes is a very good thing here. If we're talking about something you have been waiting for, such as like a work contract, a relationship, you're waiting for a specific person, because like with the Chariot, the Emperor, the Queen of Wands, makes me feel like we could be talking about like a particular person in your life. In the case of like the Emperor, the Queen of Wands, and the Chariot, I mean, this is not the most compatible relationship, or like whether again it's like professional or personal, not the most compatible, but it's also like compared to any other combinations in the deck, I mean, these two just make a lot of sense. Or, in this case, like these three, they just like play off of each other really well, and they have a lot in common in terms of like leadership. Even though like with the Chariot, like having Cancer here, it does go really well with like Aries, Leo, because like they kind of, I don't know, in a way they kind of balance each other, because like Chariot, again, like I said, being a Cancer is like all about like going with the flow. These two are very passionate, very fiery. If they want something, they they truly desire something, nothing kind of stops or gets in their way. They end up making it happen. Like when it comes to making something happen, you would want the Emperor and the Queen of Wands, because yeah, it's like these two cards just take initiative. And so in this case, like again, if we're talking about relationships, if we're talking about commitments, there's something here that's gonna make you, like, it's gonna come through, you know, it's gonna work with you. So at the end of the day, what is this? Group 2, this is a yes. This reading is talking about advancement. This could be talking about like advancement as in like this is an encouragement for you. Go for it. You know, keep pushing through despite the obstacles, despite whatever like the external is telling you in terms of like negativity to kind of hold you back, to stop you. Like don't let that get to you. Just keep pushing. You're stronger than you think that you are. You have what it takes. Others of you, this is talking about in advancement as in there's something here that has already been said, something has been written. If it doesn't happen now, it's going to happen later. So like if you're happy about it, if you're not happy about it, just remember that you're capable of handling it. You're stronger than whatever it is at the end of the day. As much as you think it's going to have an impact on your life, it really will not. Like it's going to be nothing compared to, like, you're going to be surprised perhaps like by yourself and how you handle the situation and how much little effect it had on you, basically. So that is that for you, group 2. This is a yes. Hope you guys enjoyed this reading. Hope it resonated. And if it did, I would appreciate if you guys would hit that thumbs up. I would love to hear your thoughts down below. And if you want to see more readings like this moving forward, you can always subscribe. I'd love to have you and hope to see you in my next reading. Bye. Hello, group 3. Welcome to your reading. So let us get right into this and see whether this is a yes or a no for you guys. So to start off, you guys have here the Page of Pentacles, 5 of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, 3 of Pentacles, and 8 of Pentacles. Wow, okay. A lot of Pentacles for you guys. Makes me think that this is something material, something worldly. Not, I was like, by that I mean it's like not emotion based. So if you're talking about like feeling emotionally better, I think that this may not be your reading, but like stick around. Perhaps like the final answer may end up resonating with you. So we're not going to jump into conclusions here. So let's get into this. Page of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, 3 of Pentacles. There is something about this that makes me think about... See, these make me think of like a lesson learned. There's a lesson that's going to be learned here, because like this, there's something about this that highly talks about education. And not school, but like life. As in life, there's something that you are going to gain here, be educated about. I also feel the need to rearrange these. Ace of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, 3 of Pentacles, 5 of Cups, and 8 of Pentacles. See, this makes so much more sense because... Okay, so you start here with the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles, this is like a door opening. Here is this opportunity that is going to come your way. This is an opportunity that has like major potential. Perhaps for some of you, there's something here that you're wondering whether is going to happen or not. So starting with the Ace of Pentacles, there's definitely something that's going your way, followed by the Page of Pentacles. Now, the thing with the Page of Pentacles is that the Page of Pentacles is like a learning card. So here is this door that has been opened, this opportunity that was presented to you. It could be like a relationship, it could be like a job, it could be like financial, because these cards are like heavy on the material. 8 of Pentacles, I'm going to say here, following the 3 of Pentacles, and then like the 5 of Cups. Yeah, there you go. So, and then like with a Page of Pentacles being a learning card, this, like, I mean, this could go both ways. Like this either has, like, being the Page of Pentacles and still learning, this could either be like very positive in that the Page of Pentacles actually ends up mastering what it is that you desire here or are asking about, or it could be the other way, because like not having that much experience, can go like awfully, right? If that's even a word. Following that, you have the 3 of Pentacles. So 3 of Pentacles talks about like teamwork, working hard, building something, achieving something. It also talks about compromise. The 8 of Pentacles being in reverse, See, like the Eight of Pentacles reversed, the Five of Cups. I don't know, there's like a turn that took this, like this reading took like a whole turn, because I feel like I look at this generally and it feels like there's something here that is definitely coming in. But then like with the Eight of Pentacles and the Five of Cups, and I feel like this is the only way to arrange this reading, it almost feels like there's something here that is going to come in, whether you want it or not, but eventually it's not going to continue. So something is definitely coming in. I feel like it's about something that is either about like to start or going to manifest, but it's not like these are talking about something that's going to come into your life to leave or give you a lesson, but it's not, it doesn't feel like there's something here that's coming into your life to stay in your life. Does that make sense? So I don't know if it's like material, I don't know if it's like relationships, I don't know if it's money. Say for example, it's like it's money, it's going to be here for a short while. It's not going to be money that you're going to end up, say here, investing in and like gaining more from. Does that make sense? So like in terms of a business, you're asking about like, is this the right business move? In this case, I would tell you like there's probably something here that you're not going to be happy about, because like Three of Pentacles, the Five of Cups, I don't know, like these three over here make me think of like, especially these two, like disappointment, regret. I wish I did not do that. I wish that did not happen. So it's like something is gonna come in, you're gonna be very happy about, like, I got it, you work toward it, and you try so hard to make it happen, you tried so hard to make it work out, but eventually it feels like with the Eight of Pentacles being in reverse here, it's like it's just not gonna pay off, or something goes wrong along the way, which results in that feeling of like disappointment. But at the end of the day, looking at all of this again, there's something about like a lesson learned, because like especially with the Five of Cups, especially here being at the end of the line, this does not talk about complete loss, because like with the Five of Cups, you're not losing the Five Cups, you're losing two cups, or in this case like three cups, but like you being focused on these three cups, you fail to realize that there is like still two other cups here that are really, like represent positivity and further potential. So in this case, I feel like you're going to end up losing something, but that's going to leave space for something different to come in. Another thing I see here is like a sense of like disappointment. Three of Pentacles, this talks about teamwork, but with teamwork comes compromise, and sometimes with compromise you gotta let go of like certain thoughts, certain ideas, certain beliefs. Sometimes with compromise, I would go as far as say you would need to sacrifice certain things. You have the Five of Cups, which could be representing just that, sacrificing something. So I see this going two ways of like, because like you're asking, is this a yes or no? I see something happening for you. What's gonna, like, it's gonna result in two outcomes. Some of you something may come in and you end up losing it entirely, and so that creates a lot of disappointment and sadness for you. Or others of you, sorry, something comes in, you actually end up manifesting it, you feel so happy about it, only to realize like, wait a minute, actually I don't think that this is what I want here, or wait a minute, this is not what I thought it was going to be. So there's that sense again of like disappointment, there's that sense of like it's like sadness, because it's like not what I thought it was going to be, it's not what I envisioned. I thought this was going to be happily ever after, I thought this was going to be like the next step towards the next positive thing, but it's like it was anything but that. But again, everything about this, because this is again like the first word that I got here was like education, you learning something, you going through something in order to gain something else. And whatever this thing that came into your life, there's something about this that makes me feel like it was never, like it never really came in, like since the beginning it was never meant to stay for a long time or your whole life. It was there for a very short time, it was there for a lesson. And the positive in this, I believe, is that this, like there's something here that's going to come into your life, it's going to teach you a lesson, and then it's going to leave your life, and that's going to allow for space for something new to come in. And the positive about this is that because of whatever this is that happens for you, is going to happen, like whatever the case may be, it's going to end up teaching you a lesson. So moving on to the new thing, you're going to go into that with more experiences, with more wisdom, and it's like you knowing what to do or what not to do in order to repeat like past mistakes, if that makes sense. Think of it like as a relationship. Here's this relationship that comes into your life. You think that it's going to be your happily ever after. At the end of the day, you realize that it was not what you thought it was going to be. For some of you, you may end up, or you decide to kind of leave it entirely, which brings you sadness, but at the same time it gives you like there's a lesson learned there. So moving on to the next relationship, you're not going to carry like your past mistakes or redo your past mistakes in that new relationship. So if you think about it, I don't know how to like explain this, but basically in your new relationship, having gone through this, past relationship or this loss, there's much more room for success because now you know what you want, now you know what not to do. Others of you, I feel like this is not going to be a complete loss, but there is going to be like a disappointment in that it's not what you thought of it exactly. So it's not 100% what you expected it to be. And so you're not going to end up losing it entirely. You may sacrifice certain things here and there, but at the end of the day, it's not a complete loss because there are still wins within whatever entered your life or whatever happened in your life, despite you feeling like this was such a disappointment, this was such a regret. Actually, there are positive sides to it. You may be just focusing too much on the negatives, and like this is what these two have in common. The Eight of Pentacles in reverse sometimes tends to, or not sometimes, it does talk about, like in specific situations, like you focusing on the negatives rather than the positives, which therefore manifests more negatives in your life. And with the Five of Cups, sorry, this kind of encourages you to kind of focus on the positives, despite the negatives, just like you can overlook that, you can overcome that. And if you focus on the positives or you search for the positives, you'll definitely see them in this situation, whatever it may be. So I don't know what you're asking, like pile 3, but this reading seems to be a bit more specific than the other two readings. So is this a yes or a no for you, group 2? I mean, it started as a yes, but I feel like this is like quickly turned into a no. I think this is a no. So whether it resonated with you or not, you just want to take the final answer, this would be a no. If you're asking about like, should I invest in this? Probably not. If you're asking about like, should I hope or wait for this person to come back? Probably not, because like if it did not work out in the first place, they may come back and you may end up being disappointed again, type of thing. So whether it's like professional, personal, like it's an opportunity, a person, probably a no. So that would be that for you, group 3. Let me know how you guys felt about this reading. If you enjoyed it, if it resonated, I would appreciate if you guys would hit that thumbs up. I would love to hear your thoughts down below. And if you want to see more readings like this moving forward, you can always subscribe. I'd love to have you and hope to see you in my next reading. Bye.